Today I'm going to show you how I refill 1 pound propane bottles. It's a very easy method, doesn't take a couple of minutes. No having to put the bottles in the freezer, no having to wait overnight for the tanks to fill. It's a very quick and efficient system that I have learned, and I'll show you how I do it. Now, we do power our camp with 1 pound propane bottles because I do not carry a 20-pound tank with my little cargo camper trailer. Essentially, we just cook with these, and occasionally I'll use them in a Mr. Buddy heater or something, but that's pretty rare that I do that. And one of these will last at least a week of pretty heavy use of cooking. We managed to go all the way to Alaska and back last summer, and we were on the road for 4 months, and I had enough of these along that I didn't have to buy any. So it's a very inexpensive way to use these 1-gallon bottles. Now, are you supposed to refill these? Absolutely not. Should you refill them? Absolutely not. I'm just showing you how I do it for my own use. I'm certainly not advocating that anybody else does it. Pair of gloves. You need a postal scale because I weigh my jugs. That's the adapter that will go between the 20-pound tank and the 1 pound bottle. And then you need a small screwdriver or something that I'll use to purge the gas out of the bottle. Oh, also you need a 20-pound tank. You might ask where I get my 1 pound cylinders at. I generally pick them up in campgrounds during the summer. People will buy them and then they'll set them out by the trash cans or whatever. I'll pick up a new one, get rid of an old one. So the one reason to do this is just to save a lot of money. I just pulled up the Walmart website on my phone to look at the price currently today of these 1 pound bottle from Coleman. They're $9.87 for a 2-pack. So roughly about $5 a piece. That 20-pound exchange cylinder was 21 or 22 bucks at Lowe's this morning. And I can fill 15 of my 1-pounders out of that pretty easy. So it's a lot cheaper to do it this way. I fill these bottles by weight. That way I know I have not overfilled them. So I've got to establish what the empty bottle weighs. So an empty bottle weighs about 14 ounces. This one weighs 14.75. So what I'll do is I'll make them a pound and 14 ounces. Finished that way, I know that I've got a pound of propane in here. So the first thing I've got to do is put this adapter on the 20-pound tank. Now remember, with these pressure tanks that the fittings thread backwards, so you can't use the old righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. In this instance, the lefty is the tighty. That's confusing. Get that good and snug. Then I'm going to get my propane tank, and we'll screw this on there. Just hand tight. Of course, to make things confusing, this one does thread on the regular way. And then turn the valve on the tank and flip it upside down. Once you flip the tank, you can hear it moving. You can hear it transferring. So I just let it sit there for a couple of minutes until I can't hear any more noise. So while this is filling, I'll tell you a little bit about propane. It's also known as liquid petroleum gas, LPG. And it changes from a liquid to a pressurized gas. And that's why putting the bottles in the freezer will work, because the colder the temperature is, the lower the pressure of the gas inside the bottle. The same thing is why it's dangerous to store them in inside of a hot container, inside of a car in the desert in the summer or whatever, because the same way, the higher the temperature, the increase of the pressure of the gas. So, okay, we're going to flip her over now. And I'll turn this off. Okay. A little bit in there, not much, but I'm going to purge the gas. It essentially put about 8 ounces of propane in here. This next step is why you need to wear a glove, and you must do this outside. Take that in there and stick it. Push that little valve down inside there and release that gas, and that'll let more propane go in here. Just gotta do it good a couple of times. Comes out very cold. That's why you need the glove. And you want to do it in a well-vented area, because you don't want to breathe that gas. Okay, we'll let that sit for 5 minutes or so, and then we'll check the weight and see how much we have in there. Occasionally, you might have to purge it a third time, depending on the pressure of the tank. $115.35. I've got 1 ounce too much in here. 115. I don't want to be over 114, so I won't overfill it. So I'll just, oh, that's cold. So I'll release some. We'll take it down to about 114 to be safe. Let's try it again. So there we are at 114.7. Perfect. Okay, so I do have 114.7. This has got 1 pound of propane in it, ready to go. I've got maybe 15 of these bottles. I'll fill them all up and have them ready for spring camping. Now, if this video was helpful, we would appreciate a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. But most of all, I appreciate you watching. Thanks.